Hello, Brian Marshall with the Site Company here. This video is intended to show you how to go about using the events theme as WordPress displays it. So what we're going to do is basically go through the process of listing an event. You see we have this nifty calendar here which shows various items. A couple things I want to show you about the calendar before we get started is multiple events on a given day. If you have multiple events, you'll see this one has multiple events on one day. It's very unlikely just getting started that you're going to have that happen, but you might. And in that case, you have this result. Okay, so you have a number of different opportunities to list the items whether they're on a given day, but there's no way to display them within the calendar. The calendar is very simple and very effective, but it's going to display just the way it displays. There's really no way to change that within this theme. So if we click on a particular event for a given day, we're going to see the featured event for that day, which is what you see here. Now that's the way most people are going to look at the calendar, and then they're going to go through and they're going to click on the event. Now you see a couple of things in the event page. You have a description, you have the price of the event, the ages, the type, the location. Those are all the default settings. For this particular incarnation of your site, you're just going to work through the default settings. Perhaps as you get rolling and you get moving more, then we can discuss changing those settings and perhaps getting something more robust. But that we'll begin talking about money at that point. For the free version, you're just going to use the default settings of what the software comes with. Now that's the calendar. As we go down here to featured events, any number of events can be listed in the featured events, and it lists the upcoming events that have yet to reach their date. In other words, the non-expired events. Now this can be changed also to include more than just what you see here. But it's a nice way to highlight an event. And in a similar fashion, if you click the More Info button, you're going to get the event and all that other stuff. Then you have your various pages, a full width page. This particular page is the Who Am I? An event log. This actually lists all the events in sequence based on the image. So it's almost like a gallery. It shows the most recent events. One thing you're going to notice is this particular software is very, very reliant on decent pictures for its display. Every post you make really needs to have a picture associated with it. The good thing is that once you do that, you associate some picture with that particular listing, event, or page, you get all these neat little secondary features. And then, of course, if you want to see this picture, you click on that, the little hourglass, and that gives you a nice little pop-up of the picture. And if you want to go to the event page, you click on that, and that tells you about the event. Now the nice thing about creating these events is once you've created an event and the event is passed, people can leave comments. Wow, that was amazing, you really should go. That's going to allow you to develop a lot of rich content for your event. One quick comment before we move on to actually creating one of these. I hate this logo. It's the wrong colors. It just doesn't work. So we're going to have to work on that as we go forward. The design is cool, but it's just the wrong colors for this particular theme. Alright, so, and then you have, of course, your regular blog listings, which will go into the difference between blogs and events. So, when you're logged in, you see this little bar up at the top here, and what that is your admin bar. You just click on Dashboard, and it's going to bring you into the admin panel. I'll create an account for you and give you your own login information. Now, there's two types of entities here within WordPress. There's posts, which are blog posts, and then there's pages, which remain static. They're different things, though they are pretty much monitored and created and edited the same way. For events, they're always going to be a post. So you'd click on Post, and you'd click on Add New. Now, the first thing you want to do with any post is you got to put a name. And we're just going to type in really funny tutorial. I haven't reached funny in the tutorial yet, but maybe I'll get there. I don't know. And then you're going to start typing your content. This is just some random content. Now, Once we've done that, we want it to be in the blog category and in the featured category. And the reason for that is the system keys to certain categories to decide what it's going to display in those categories. Now, the next important thing is the date. Now, let's see. First, let's publish this real quick. Now, you see that it's published on this date, right? Now, you want to edit this date to reflect the date of the event. So that's pretty important because the system is going to key to whatever date you put in here as the date of the event. Now, that date is usually used in WordPress to indicate when an article was published. But in this case, the system uses that date in order to establish an event date. And we're going to set this date to the 29th of July 2011. Then we just update that. Now, as for the pictures, that's a very important feature of every post you make. And the way you handle that is you go down to here to this Set Featured Image. Now, it's Set Featured Image. Once you've clicked that, you're going to select a file. Now, we're going to upload this picture of this tree just for giggles. But you could just as easily go to your media library and select one. Now, once this picture is uploaded, it will do this crunching. That just means it's modifying the picture to fit within the requirements of the site, creating thumbnails and all that fun stuff. Alright, now, this is a very important part of this. This is the image, and then these are the properties for the image. Whenever you want to set a featured image, you have to go down to Use as Featured Image and click that. Okay. Now you can see, you probably saw just a little bit in here how it rendered in the side there. That means that it's been set as your featured image. The only thing you've left to do at this point is go to Update, and you've saved those images. So now we have a very simple post, really funny tutorial. That's the heading. This is just some random content in the content area. We've selected blog and featured within the categories. And we've set a featured image. That's the whole of taking care of an event. Of course, you got to schedule the event with the edit feature and the date. So, now that we've done that, let's go back to our page. Okay. Now, here we see, right here, July 29th, 2011, really funny tutorial. And just some random content. And then we can go into the actual post. Now, these posts don't have to be this simple. This is just content that I put in here. We could go in and we could grab a bunch of content from somewhere else. Let's go to one of the other posts. We'll just grab some of the nonsense content from one of those posts. This is just Latin gibberish. You've seen it before, the lorem ipsum or whatever they call it. So here we are editing this tutorial, and we're going to just paste that gibberish in there and update. And then by the way, if you're in the admin, you click that link up there, it just takes you to your front page or your home page. Okay. Now we got really funny tutorial, and you can see you have more complete content in there. See? And that's basically it. So you can put, you have your featured image, which is what is really important. The system always keys to that, but you can certainly go ahead and put other posts or other images into your your post. There are also there are user galleries that allow you to upload collections. Maybe you have a bunch of pictures from an event and you want to post those pictures, and then people can interact with it by going down here and leaving a reply. Wow, that was a great event, you guys really did a good show, blah blah blah, and that increases the richness of the particular experience as far as the website is concerned. And then people can communicate back and forth. You can continue to update this page as more pictures come in and stuff like that, and then it becomes a very valuable piece of information. Not only are you announcing a particular event, but you're actually letting people know how fun the event was and updating this page and then leaving it on the site so other people can see. And it creates a much better experience for everyone, for you. For it gives you a little more lends your event a little more credence that people can come in there and they can see it, so on and so forth. And that's basically it. That's how you're going to handle events, and I think that's where you should start. And then I'll do a separate tutorial on pages, and then of course we'll address other things as they come up. There are a myriad of plugins for WordPress. I want to keep it simple, and I want to see you guys actually produce something before you start harassing me too much with that sort of stuff. So let's learn the ropes with the default install of WordPress, and then we can start making modifications as it seems sensible. As far as a theme, this is what you're going to get. This is the way it looks. There's a variety of things we could do, maybe change the background, but I don't want to become harassed by that too much. So try to keep that sort of stuff to a minimum. Okay, that's it. I guess that's where we start, and then I'll do some other tutorials for you that address other features of the software.